Good Thursday morning. Friday Eve, we are tracking showers trending still into our north zone, the northern half of the thumb, and you can see the showers coming out of Big Rapids north of Grand Rapids. Again, those will be heading into Saginaw and our north zone. The rest of us will see that cool front come at us into the afternoon, and that brings our better chances for showers. Scattered, though, not everybody gets in. It's going to be warm, 84 today, Kim.
All right, well, here's a look at your commute this morning over on Southfield Freeway right at I-96. And taking a look at this MDOT camera, it looks like it's pretty quiet out there. We've got dry roads to start off the day, and we are accident-free as well.
All right, sounds good. Very special skills for a Florida police officer has earned him a new nickname on the force, apparently.
Yikes. Take a look at this. This is police body cam video of Officer Alfredo Vargas wrangling an alligator in front of a home in Boynton Beach. Now, Officer Vargas had taken lessons in the past on how to handle and wrestle alligators, because who knew that there was such a thing. He's known as the alligator wrestler, and he successfully got the gator under control, put it in the backseat of his patrol car. What? And released it into a nearby canal. Are you serious? Look, is that blood on his hands?
That's what I saw, yeah.
So he might have gotten nicked by the alligator teeth there.
But you're thankful if you actually live in Florida that you have alligator wranglers like that.
But here's the thing, I'm not even going to call the police if there's an alligator in front of my home. I'm just going to call Quicken Loans, transfer the mortgage into the alligator's name and social security number. I'm moving out, and I'll hand him the keys and be like, here you go,
and move
Mr.
up here
Gator.
to Michigan where we don't have alligators.
See, there you go. It's 5:27 coming up. Dangerous fun.
Yes, what children on the west side of the city of Detroit are doing for entertainment, and it is putting their lives at risk. Also ahead, we have Nick Monticelli. Good morning.
Rhonda, good morning to you. An assistant hockey coach out of Canton High School accused of a sexual relationship with an underage student. He pled guilty. Find out how long he could spend in prison next on Local 4 News today.
They're live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News today at 5:30 starts now.
Well, some scattered showers and storms are in the forecast for today, but the big question is, will they stay?
I think you'll like Brandon's answer to that question. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for waking up with us. We actually need a little rain. It's been relatively dry around here.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Brandon.
It's that stretch of the summer that is typically dry, and so anything we get is sort of bonus during the stretch of the end of July and even through most of August. We don't have a ton in the 7-day forecast, so it's one of those things. Hopefully it's not a big day for you, swim meets, things like that. We don't have a lot of rain and thunder shower chances, but a few spotty showers that could produce soakers. 70 degrees right now with calm winds, a little bit of rain up in our north zone. You see Huron County, Bad Axe, Caro getting some rain as you head over to Big Rapids. No lightning showing up there, so they're stable or garden variety showers moving across our north zone, but it could be a little tricky getting around on some slippery streets. Most of Metro Detroit really not seeing much of anything until we get into that 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. range. That cool front up north producing those showers will sink our way. Still going to be warm and muggy, 84 degrees, and again, spotty or scattered showers, and some of those could produce some heavy downpours. Kim and 4 Live traffic, what's happening out there?
Not much. It's a quiet morning, but you know what I asked Brandon? If there's going to be a heavy downpour, I like it when we're all at work, not when we're on the roads for our evening or morning commutes. So just let that happen for us, okay?
All right.
All right, well, let's take a look at what's going on right now. It is pretty quiet out there, but we've got construction over on the westbound side of 8 Mile from Woodward to Wyoming, 1 lane blocked there until noon. And then also some construction over on M5. The northbound lanes right at 12 Mile will have 1 lane blocked from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then eastbound 12 Mile right at M5 here, only 1 lane open. This is also from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And also we've got construction over on US 23. I'll tell you about that project coming up at 5:44. Back to you.
All righty, Kim, thank you. It is 5:32, and we're talking about this betrayal of trust. A high school hockey coach in Canton facing jail time now after having a sexual relationship with an underage girl.
Today, he will be in court to learn his fate. Local 4's Nick Monticelli joins us now live. And Nick, this had been going on for months before police ever found out about it.
Rhonda, good morning to you. It was going on for about 4 months. In fact, it happened until the girl's mom found out about it. So this here is the defendant. His name is Eric Locke. He is 20 years old. And again, he will find out his fate, how long he'll spend in prison for this inappropriate relationship. Now, Locke was the assistant hockey coach at Canton High School there, obviously in the city of Canton. He pled guilty to criminal sexual conduct in the 3rd degree, again, for having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old female student. Now, investigators say it was going on, this inappropriate relationship, from November of 2016 to February of 2017. Again, the girl's mother found out what was going on. She called police, and according to them, they started investigating and in just 1 day had enough evidence to arrest him. This relationship had been going on for over a year, apparently, before this happened from that time frame of November to February. The girl, again, was only 15 when it started. And Locke actually is also a graduate of Canton High. He graduated in 2015. Now, that sentencing is going to be at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice in downtown Detroit at 9 o'clock this morning. We will have a crew inside to let you know exactly what happens. We are live this morning. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
And Nick, as we are awaiting the sentencing for this coach, do we have any idea as to how long he could spend in prison?
Possibly. So there was originally 3 different counts of CSC in the 3rd degree. This plea agreement has him pleading guilty to one of them, and those other 2 counts get dismissed. Normally, with 1 count of 3rd degree CSC, you could spend up to 15 years in prison. We're going to have to wait to see exactly what the details of this plea agreement are to see how long he'll actually spend in prison.
All righty, we'll definitely be waiting that sentencing. Nick, thank you. It is 5:35 now, and a 70-year-old man continues to recover after getting attacked in Wayne. Roy Houston's face is bruised. His arms are bandaged up after he was beaten outside of his apartment building. Now, Houston is a retired Detroit police officer, and neighbors say that he would often sit outside with his dog and listen to the radio at night. That's what he was doing when police say these 2 men exchanged words with him and then beat him, even cutting him with a knife and hitting him with a car radio.
He had surgery on his wrist yesterday, so he's still in pain. Face is still swollen.
And you can see that from the photo of him in the hospital. The 2 men are from Garden City. Their names are Ryan Fletcher and Jacob Rose. They were arrested. These are their mugshots. They're charged with assault with intent to commit murder.
You are about to take a look at 2 children riding on the top of a car along with a dog. A neighbor says that this is usual in this neighborhood on Detroit's west side. We caught up with the family members of the children. They admit it's dangerous, but haven't done anything to stop it, believe it or not. Neighbors have called police and Child Protective Services, but say that they have not gotten a response.
So it's very dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
It is 5:36, and an NFL player came to a Detroit neighborhood hoping to make a difference in the community.
Oh, he's making a big difference in his hometown. Los Angeles Charger and Detroit native Joe Barksdale hosted a backpack giveaway, a huge one at Northwest Activities Center yesterday on Detroit's northwest side. Each student in attendance received a spray ground book bag, which apparently is quite a high value. Barksdale paid out of pocket to provide 500 students with the backpacks so that they are ready for the new school year. Big thanks to him.
Yeah, not only book bags, but they also got some free school supplies as well. And once the backpacks ran out, because there were more than 500 people that showed up, they were still giving out school supplies. So we do appreciate all he's doing for our community here in Detroit. It is 5:37, everybody, and there are some new changes coming to the ride-sharing service Uber that we all use.
Yes, what the company plans to do for riders who leave some of their items behind in the vehicles. And over in the carport, the reviews are in for the highly anticipated Detroit film. What's being said about the untold true story.
Plus, talk about a traffic jam. I bet Kim DeGiulio has never reported on this. Find out where this group of elephants decided to, you know, just take over a small town and a road.
Earhart.
It is 5:40, and President Trump announced on Twitter that transgender people will no longer be allowed to serve in the military. Now, his reasoning was the U.S. military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs and disruption that transgenders in the military would entail. Defense Secretary James Mattis announced the Pentagon would delay Obama's order through the remainder of 2017 in order to review the impact of the shift. And also today, President Trump will honor the first responders at the White House who rescued lawmakers at a baseball practice last month. You might remember a gunman opened fire on the GOP baseball team while they were practicing for the annual congressional baseball game in Alexandria, Virginia. Majority Whip Steve Scalise was critically injured. He was just released from the hospital on Wednesday after having several surgeries. Well, we are used to our fair share of traffic jams and even potholes on our roads, but wait until you see what drivers had to deal with in Southwest China.
Take a look at this video. It was a herd of 13 wild elephants that brought traffic to a halt there. The elephants also caused damage to several cars and homes in the area, too. Could you imagine Kim DeGiulio's traffic report having to include, you know, on the lodge, there are some elephants that might get into your way, causing a backup? we have sofas and mattresses, though. And car bumpers, too. So, you know, it's kind of quite the trade-off there. It is 5:42, everybody. Let's get into some of the events that are happening around town this weekend as we gear up for your Friday Eve. We'll start with an event that's happening along the Detroit riverfront. Yes, it's actually an event that I host every year through my foundation, the Rhonda Walker Foundation. It's our 7th annual Give and Get Fit health and fitness event. It's Sunday right at Rivard Plaza on the Detroit River and DeQuinder Cut. You'll have a chance to participate in the 5K run walk, 10K race, along with fitness classes led by Jabs Gym. All the fun gets underway at 8 a.m. on Sunday. Registration is just $40. You can head to RhondaWalkerFoundation.org to register, and I really hope to see you down on the riverfront. And we should also mention the celebrity that will be there as the Grand Marshal this year. Sean Robinson, Detroit native and former TV personality. Absolutely. Also this weekend, it's time for the Mopop Music Festival in West Riverfront Park. This festival happening on both Saturday and Sunday, with gates opening at 1 p.m. both days. Tickets for the festival range from $65 to $379 a piece. Organizers would also like us to tell you that there is no re-entry once you leave the festival grounds. And over in West Bloomfield. Yes, this is the time for the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show. The show will run from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Saturday and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday at the West Bloomfield High School right there on Orchard Lake Road. It includes art from 175 local artists as well as kids activities, and tickets are just $5 for adults, so very affordable. Kids 13 and under get in free. I'm excited though for Give and Get Fit this weekend. I'm bringing my whole family out. Yes, the boys. It really is a lot of family fun. Last year we had 600 people. Our youngest race winner in his age category was 6 years old. Oldest, get out of here. 75. It's literally all walks of life. It's just a beautiful morning, so I hope folks will come out. All right. That's your stomping grounds.
Yeah, exactly. I run on the riverfront all the time. Yeah. Everett, I hope you've been practicing.
I have been practicing. My knees are holding up. We're good. We're good.
It's been good running weather.
It has.
Or at least what I like to run in.
How did you guys do in the race for the cure, time-wise and all that?
I don't remember.
Kim beat me.
We, of course, walked. Brandon and I.
Well, yeah.
I was in like the 30-minute range. I'm not going to tell you what the second number is.
But you didn't walk.
I did not walk. I ran the whole thing.
Good for you.
Good.
Look at these lilies.
You. It really doesn't matter. I don't know why Kim is challenging.
I didn't.
She's competitive.
I kept it going. Your local 4 Storm Pins. Check out this shot. A beautiful butterfly. This is sent in to us from Jerry Clare over in the Livonia area. Butterfly enjoying the stargazers. Awesome picture, Jerry. Thank you so much. Local 4 Storm Pins, a free app under WDIV in your app store. Mainly for storm tracking and chasing and showing folks what is potentially coming their way. We do have some shower chances today later on, but nothing severe. 70 in our metro zone at Metro Airport. Our 4 zones are middle upper 60s to near 70. Howell out west 66, 66 in Lapeer, Monroe at 67. Near 70 degrees still at 8 a.m. Some clouds over us. We get breaks here and there, a little bit of milky or hazy sunshine. Still warm today. A cold front is coming and will spark some midday showers, especially this afternoon. 84 degrees, feeling more like 87 when you factor in the humidity, and just unstable enough for some spotty showers. Some of them could be soakers. Right now it's just light stuff over our north zone, very light rain there. Gets a little bit heavier. You can see what's coming through Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, and that will likely slide a little bit farther south than what we're currently seeing over Huron County. So maybe northern Lapeer County into northern St. Clair, Sanilac counties may get a little bit wet from that next round, but it's mainly this afternoon we track that cool front coming at us. Computer model verifies there's just not a whole lot of activity expected today. We love the rain, especially on a Thursday, not on a weekend. It would be nice, but we do have, again, some areas that will get some heavy downpours, some other areas that may not get a whole lot of anything. So don't cancel your plans today or tomorrow, but we do have shower chances tomorrow. Breezy conditions tomorrow. Those winds coming off of Lake Huron out of the northeast, kicking up in the afternoon. So we're only going to be in the 70s tomorrow with some showers that will mainly be closer to the Ohio border, but can't rule out a midday shower for you as well. The weekend dry looks good for the Rhonda Walker Foundation event Sunday morning. Great sleeping weather, just north and south of 80 degrees all weekend. A beauty, eh?
Yeah, that's exactly what I ordered too. Thank you. All right, well, we do have a few problems to look at before you head out the door this morning. We'll start with this one over on westbound M59 right at Haydenreich here. The left lane is blocked. We could start to see some delays in that area, so just maybe give yourself a little bit of extra time for that commute this morning. And then we have another accident reported on 8 Mile right at Greenfield. Be careful there as well. And stick around because we will update you on those accidents. But for now, we'll talk about some construction over on northbound US 23, 6 Mile to 8 Mile, one lane blocked there until 7 o'clock. Also northbound and southbound US 23 from Barker to North Territorial, one lane blocked there, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Back to you.
All righty, Kim, we'll check back in with you in just a little bit. In the meantime, it is 5:48. Let's get into some stories that you might have missed, starting with food, something that's very close to our heart here at Local 4 News today. Yes. Down in Mexico, they broke the record, their own record for the largest torta sandwich at 220 feet long.
Chefs crafted the record-breaking sandwich from thousands of pieces of bread, lettuce, onion, tomatoes, and more than 60 other ingredients. According to organizers, the 73-yard-long sandwich set a record for the longest sandwich ever prepared in Latin America.
Now, where do you find an oven that is big enough to bake that bread?
And do they eat it after? Like, I mean,
I think it looks like they cut it up.
Okay, and they're serving it up. Okay, that's good.
Your move, Subway. So, have you ever been in like an Uber or a Lyft and you left something behind, or even a cab? You left something behind in the car?
I can't remember leaving anything.
Well, it's probably been a very long night if you can't remember.
I'm just saying I don't remember it.
You don't
ever
recall.
leaving anything.
Gotcha.
No.
Well,
yeah,
I have
done it.
And apparently now if you leave something behind in an Uber, you'll soon have to pay your driver to get your stuff back.
Well,
what?
Uber is updating its policies to let drivers start charging a $15 fee to return lost items to riders. Right now, the rule applies in Boston and Chicago, but Uber says that it will be nationwide by the end of August. Uber stresses the fee is to compensate drivers for their time to return items that you've left behind in the vehicles.
See, now that's not necessarily fair because sometimes your Uber doesn't cost 15 bucks. You know, if you take an Uber from here to Cobo, it's like $4.
That is true.
So you forget your cell phone or your purse in there, and now you got to pay 15 bucks to get it back. They're holding it hostage.
But if you left your cell phone in your purse, you would pay $15 to get it back.
Yeah,
That's
most
the
definitely.
Point, I guess.
But it almost feels like it's like ransom, you know? Like they'll send you a note with cutout letters from a magazine. Like, we've got your phone, 15
if you want
bucks.
it back, pay $15. Well, in that case, it's not that bad because ransom is usually a lot more.
$15,000. Let's talk about Film Challenge Detroit because it's that time of year once again. We're currently accepting submissions for this year's challenge. The theme is good versus evil.
And you should know it's filmmakers of any ability. You don't have to be real professional. You can use your iPhone, in fact. 5 to 15-minute video is what you want to create with that theme, good versus evil, in mind. Send it to us at filmchallengedetroit.com. You have until September 22nd to create it. And of course, the grand prize is pretty darn awesome. You get a trip to the Sundance Film Festival for 4 people for opening weekend and also cash.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
Spend money while you're there.
Yeah, it is $5.50. And coming up, a bottle of salad dressing can cost, you know, at least $3.
Or more.
But we found a way to make it cheaper.
Yes.
Make it your own.
Thrifty Thursday with Kim DeGiulio. She's going to show us how to make some of our favorite salad dressings at home.
Welcome to Live in the Deep.
yours.
Experience it!
Devin is a
5:54 a.m. Weather and traffic on the 4s. Some showers trending and training into our north zone. Pretty light stuff, but the stuff west of Saginaw will be a little bit heavier across parts of our north zone. Most of us won't see much in the way of rain until the afternoon. Spotty showers, still warm, middle 80s. Kim?
All right, watch out for this accident over on westbound M59 right at Hayden Reich. The left lane is blocked.
Kim, thank you. 5:54 is your time. Online auction seller eBay is looking to help shoppers search for what they want by using pictures instead of words. It's announced 2 new features. One is called Image Search. It allows users to take a photo or use a saved photo of an item that they want to buy, and eBay's app will search for visually similar listings. Find it on eBay will allow users on any website or social media platform to share the URL web link with eBay, and the app will search for listings of the product image.
Lyft and Taco Bell are partnering up to test Lyft's new feature, Taco Mode, a new service that will allow users of the Lyft ride-sharing app to add a Taco Bell stop to their ride with the click of a button. This is so genius. Taco Bell Mode will be available first in Orange County, California, today through Sunday, and August 3rd through the 6th between the hours of 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. It'll expand to additional markets by the end of their rollout will be nationwide next year. But Kim, I think that they should start it at 2 a.m. and go until like 6 a.m. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm really happy they didn't have that when I was in college. That would be bad.
You need more salad.
Exactly. Well, enough about tacos. Let's talk about salad dressing. Store-bought salad dressing can be filled with fattening ingredients and can end up costing you big bucks at the grocery store. So this week on Thrifty Thursday, I'm going to show you how you can make your own salad dressings at home with things that you probably already have in your pantry. You'll want to start with a mason jar to mix the dressing together in. These work great for storing in the fridge if you don't use all of the dressing at once. For a Honey Dijon vinaigrette dressing, mix a 1/3 cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of honey, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, then shake it up. For a balsamic vinaigrette, mix 3/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper to taste, and a touch of honey to thicken and sweeten it up. Now for a gourmet strawberry vinaigrette dressing, you're going to need a blender or a food processor. Blend 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a couple of strawberries, and salt and pepper to taste. This recipe goes great on a strawberry summer salad.
And you brought some for us to try?
No, you want Taco Bell.
That's true. They're done. They're not doing it right now.
I didn't realize honey was such a common ingredient.
It sweetens it and thickens it. So it's pretty good. If you want the recipes, you can get them on clickondetroit.com on the Scene on 4 tab.
All right,
coming
cool.
up at 6 o'clock, you're going to be making some for us to try.
We'll talk.
Okay.
With the lettuce from Brandon's garden.
Yeah.
The romaines are growing like
There you
crazy.
go.
Brandon, we need lettuce.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Kim.
It is 5:57, everybody. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock. Local stories for you from Trenton, Livonia, and Detroit.
Plus, as Facebook continues to grow as a go-to source for news, very soon it will be a go-to source for apparently television, too.
Details on that. And when it comes to antibiotics, why you should not follow your doctor's orders. We'll tell you why experts are looking to put a stop to a common practice. That's when we come back in 1 minute. Keep it here.
It's
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6 starts now.
Tragedy at the Ohio State Fair just hours after the fair opened. A deadly ride malfunction. 1 person is dead and 7 others injured.
And caught on camera, Justin Bieber runs over a photographer after leaving a church service. We'll tell you what the singer did just moments after.
And take a look. We have some storms on radar to our north, a little to our south. We're right there in the middle. Does that mean we won't, or maybe we will see storms today? Of Of course, Brandon has the answer to that. Welcome to Thursday, everybody. Good morning to you. If you're just waking up, we're so glad you're starting your day with us.
Yes, on this Friday Eve, as we're gearing up for what looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend weather-wise.
Yes, gorgeous.
Let's turn things over to meteorologist Brandon Rue. He's got your forecast to go.
And probably the worst sunrise that we've had this week, but that's all right. Some cloud cover around, some showers up north, right around 70 degrees with these clouds. Hard to bust through that cloud cover to get to that sun, but we'll get some waves of partially clear skies today as it rains north this morning in our north zone, north of I-69 mainly. We will see a better chance for some spotty showers here around the heart of Metro Detroit through the afternoon hours. Technically, our window is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Could we see a shower before 11 a.m.? And maybe parts of our north zone in Oakland County. But again, most of us into the afternoon. 84 degrees, a little muggy, and that cold front is coming. So we will see an increased chance for showers, but it's scattered. It's not a big widespread event for your grass and garden and what you need. Probably also not enough to cancel your plans. So spotty stuff that could produce a couple of soakers. Right now coming out of Mount Pleasant, central Michigan. And this will be, again, trending into our north zone as the cool front sinks into the warm, muggy air this afternoon. Again, that's our better chance. Nothing severe, nothing crazy. Keep your plans intact. We'll talk about Friday rain chances as well and that wonderful weekend in the 7-day. If you need it right now, we've got you covered. You can find your 7-day, find your zone. 4Zone Weather is on the weather tab. Click on Detroit. Kim DeJulio and her salad dressings also on Click on Detroit.
Is that my nickname now? All right, well, it's been a pretty quiet morning and conditions are good, but despite the conditions, we do have a few problems out there. So here's what you need to watch out for over on northbound I-75, the ramp to westbound I-696, an accident here on the right shoulder. The icon is not up yet, but that is what we are hearing from MDOT. So keep that in mind while traveling over on I-75. And then also we have another accident on the westbound side of M59 here at Haydenreich. The left lane is blocked there. We're not seeing much of a delay. You can see we still have green on M59. However, it could be a little bit slower in that area, just somewhere you want to be cautious of. Now we're going to update you on those accidents in my next report at 6:14, so stick around for that. Back to you.
Kim, thank you. We do want to get to this breaking news out of Livonia for you this morning, where firefighters responded to a home on Angling Street near 8 Mile Road. Actually, 2 homes and an RV were damaged by the fire. Authorities say that the fire started with the RV and then it spread to one home in the exterior wall of another. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
And now to a story that continues to develop this morning from Columbus, Ohio. And that is where sadly one person is dead and 7 others were injured after they were thrown to the ground when this ride malfunctioned. As you can see here, the incident was all caught on camera, but it's just too graphic and disturbing to show you it in full. However, this is video of the ride. It's called Fireball, and you can see what happens just before it broke apart. You can see one of the cars comes loose before it went crashing to the ground. Witnesses who were there saw the scene describe what happened.
It was at its highest point, and I saw somebody fall out of the ride, and then a minute later, the whole row of seats fell off and hit the ground.
Pretty scary and traumatic thing to see in person. The state's head of ride inspection said the ride was checked thoroughly. Ohio Governor John Kasich, however, has ordered all rides at the fair to immediately shut down until additional safety inspections can be completed.
Rescue crews did everything they could, but it just was not enough. An 11-year-old boy drowned in the Detroit River yesterday. Nick Monticelli joins us now live. And Nick, I understand the boy was just out playing with his brother near the water when it happened?
That's exactly what happened, Rhonda. In fact, there are some condos over my right shoulder here you can't see off camera. We believe this is where the little boy was playing, and it appears this is nothing more than just a tragic accident. I do want to show you, though, the immense amount of resources that were used yesterday trying to find and save this 11-year-old boy. You can see in these photographs police, fire, dive teams, helicopters, the Coast Guard, Border Patrol, all of them trying to find this 11-year-old. Now, we're told this happened yesterday afternoon. Again, we believe he was visiting family near this area of the Detroit River in Trenton. We're in Rotary Park right now, and he was playing with his brother when he either fell or maybe possibly jumped into the Detroit River, and he never resurfaced. Now, crews searched diligently They eventually found him, though, underneath a boat only about 40 feet away from where he went in. Now, there were a lot of people on the shores and in the parks yesterday when this was happening, including a man named Reggie Freeman, who knew the boy had passed away when police asked everyone to move back, and because he could hear his mother.
And they was down there searching for him. I could see them searching for him. Then the cops come over, was like, can you leave? Because they blocked off all the streets where you couldn't get back down here. It just stopped me for a minute. I just stopped moving. I'm like, man, that's how I knew he was gone when I heard that scream, because she was screaming loud.
And Reggie was standing on a kind of like a fishing dock, only about maybe 100 or 75 yards from where I'm standing right now, and he was found right along here in the Detroit River. When they did find him, they tried to resuscitate him. They threw him in the back of an ambulance and took him to the nearest hospital. Unfortunately, though, he passed away. We are live here in Trenton. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
Oh, just heart-wrenching, Nick, to think about this family, this mother losing a son. Can you give us, just a little bit more perspective about the waterway there? I mean, for people that aren't familiar with the riverfront there in Trenton, is it a deep drop? Is there beach area? What was the conditions like?
So there's no beach area, but there are a lot of areas where you can just walk right up to the river and play in it and jump in it. Now, obviously, it's picturesque. It looks beautiful this morning. The water is very calm. But yesterday afternoon, there was a good current, maybe 7 to 10 miles per hour. But again, the boy was found only 40 feet away from where he went in. It could have been just a horrible situation where he went into the water, couldn't swim, and just simply drowned right then and there. But there will be a lot of people talking in the next couple of days about safety, life jackets, things like that along the Detroit River, especially areas where you can easily access it. It sounds like that wouldn't have mattered in this case. Certainly a life jacket would have mattered, but again, if you're just standing there playing or fall into the water, you're not going to be wearing a life jacket anyway.
No, certainly not. All right, Nick, thank you. We certainly are keeping our thoughts and prayers with this family. Detroit police are continuing to investigate after a body was found inside of a vacant home on the city's east side. You're looking at video from Maple Ridge. This is just east of Chalmers. Police are telling us that the body appears to be a male. However, apparently the condition of the body was almost unrecognizable, and it's not even clear if it was male or female. No word on how long the body may have been inside the home before it was discovered. Arson investigators need your help finding this man who is a person of interest in a fire that burned 2 firefighters. You see him there running away. He was running through a neighborhood when police tried to talk to him. It happened on Minnox Street. This is done Detroit's west side near Evergreen and Joy Road. 2 firefighters were burned by the flames and taken to the hospital, thankfully with non-life-threatening injuries.
Majority Whip Steve Scalise has been released from the hospital. Last month, a gunman, you might remember, opened fire on the GOP baseball team in Alexandria, Virginia, and Scalise was critically injured. Well, later today, President Trump will honor the first responders who rescued those lawmakers. Meanwhile, over the last couple of days, Senate Republicans have failed to pass a repeal of the Affordable Care Act. So today, they're going to vote on a series of amendments on individual health care reform measures. The measures, if passed, would likely be grouped in together into a bill known as the Skinny Repeal. GOP leaders hope it will include a repeal of the mandates that require individuals and employers to purchase insurance.
It is 6:08 here on your Thursday morning, and it's already one of the most anticipated gets of the holiday season, which is still, as we know, months away.
But now Walmart is disappointing customers who thought they had hit video game gold. Jason, remember this?
Oh, yeah. Good morning. Will he or won't he run for Senate? Kid Rock making an announcement overnight. What's new? We'll tell you. Coming up.
Welcome back, everybody. Happening today, Detroit Police Chief James Craig, along with the Skillman Foundation, are set to host the Detroit Youth Power Fest. The fest will take place from 3 o'clock this afternoon until 9 p.m. at the Shane Park Amphitheater right there on Atwater Street. It will include a mobile video game truck, celebrity real talk sessions, raffles, and much more. So bring the kids down. We're back in a minute.
There's the garden.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 6:12 and new from overnight. Justin Bieber accidentally runs over a photographer with his car, and it's all caught on camera. The star was leaving church in Beverly Hills last night. The 23-year-old stopped as soon as you saw what just happened there, and he stayed by the man's side until the paramedics arrived. That photographer, thankfully, is expected to be okay. But the Grammy winner recently canceled his world tour, as you probably have heard, due to exhaustion.
Well, he's not even in the running yet, but he's already the most talked about candidate. Jason Carr joins us now from the carport. Once again, Kid Rock teasing us with this run for U.S. Senate seat.
Oh, Kid Rock, I thought you were talking about me.
You too?
He made an announcement overnight. The announcement, well, he still doesn't know if he's going to throw his hat into the ring. So the Kid Rock 2018 campaign still in the air. The Michigan native started the Senate speculation earlier this month when he launched a website called Kid Rock for Senate. He followed that by saying he's definitely considering it, and then promised a big announcement, which of course ended up being new music. Now, as he continues to contemplate politics, he did announce something else overnight, a nonprofit to promote voter registration. In a statement, Kid Rock said, "Not only can I raise money for this critical cause, but I can help get people registered to vote at my shows." He added, money raised at this time through the sale of merchandise associated with this very possible campaign will go toward our registered to vote efforts. He also promised a news conference in the coming weeks to address everything. Coming up in the next half hour, the reviews are in. The movie Detroit is earning early praise, what critics are saying and how you can see it today. Let's go over to the Weather Pod and talk to the dynamic duo.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Cha.
Yep.
I didn't know what to do.
I know. Form of, and then you would be an animal. I would be some form of water.
Okay.
Everyone just said, what is that from? Generation gap going on over here.
No,
big generation gap.
You've got to explain for all the
It was a cartoon back in like the 80s.
I was just going to say, I have no idea that was from something.
The Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins, they were part of the superheroes, the afternoon.
Super Friends.
Super Friends, sorry, yes, Super Friends. That's what I meant.
Was it
So
on
you
in
had-
the 70s?
It was 80s, too.
Right?
70s and 80s.
Sorry, I was born in the 90s.
Superman.
You were not. You were born in the
Aquaman.
90s? Oh, my goodness.
Here's a look at Webster this morning. Hey, Webster, good morning. That's his spot now. He likes to hang out on the banner that we have. He just rests right on the now part of the banner. Temperature out there right now at 70 degrees, a southwest wind at 3. The winds will become north throughout the day, not dragging in real cold air, but a little cool front coming at us. Also will be the spark for a couple of showers. As we are seeing right now in central northern, we have Mount Pleasant, Big Rapids. There's lightning trackers on. No lightning right now. Coming into Saginaw, coming across perhaps a northern part of Lapeer County, all north of I-69 through the morning hours in our north zone. Spotty, for the most part, garden variety stuff. No severe weather today, but as that cold front comes in, still warm and muggy. I think our better chances for rain and isolated soaking showers. Isolated or scattered, so not everybody gets them, but that would be more of the early to mid-afternoon. Our timeline is pretty wide open, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. If today is your golf league day or you have a tee time, don't worry too much about this. Again, no severe weather. We do have better boating weather ahead for the weekend, but today, again, with a few spotty showers, it is not bad. Waves should be less than a foot on all of our big lakes and your local lakes as well. Water temperatures not too bad. So other than the sky conditions and a spotty shower, not a terrible boating day. Temperatures into the low and middle 80s and still muggy before this front starts moving north to south. And there's still enough instability around for a spotty shower or two tomorrow, mainly close to the Ohio border south. The rest of us 70s and breezy throughout the day. The weekend, I mean, come on. Great sleeping weather, comfy 50s overnight with temps near 80 with tons of sun Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we could use the rain today because we don't have a lot for you here in the 7-day, maybe Wednesday of next week. Our Hanson's weather window. This is our Bernie Zettner this morning. 1-800-HANSONS takes us to the Charles H. Wright Museum, downtown Detroit. You kind of see the clouds in the background, a beautiful sculpture there in the foreground. A nice morning. Get out for a walk with the dog or whatever you have going on. Looks like rain, better chances again this afternoon. Now we send it to Kim and your 4 Live traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. Don't forget to grab that umbrella before you head out the door this morning. But right now we're taking a look at our 1-800-CALL-SAM Chopper shot. This is I-75 right at I-696. All clear in this area, but we do have a problem to warn you about if you're headed out the door right now towards M59. The westbound lanes right at Hayden-Reich. There is an accident there. The left lane is blocked. Could see a little bit of a delay in that area. Just be cautious. Now let's talk about another thing. This is construction over on 8 Mile, westbound 8 Mile between Woodward and Wyoming. There's going to be 1 lane blocked there until noon. Could slow you down a little bit, so just beware there. And other than that, we are looking good out there, so it should be a pretty good commute for your Friday Eve. Evrod.
All righty, Kim, thank you. It is 6:18 now. Let's get into today's consumer headlines. We're starting with Walmart. The company's disappointing some customers, plus Facebook getting ready to launch its own TV channel. But first, is Michigan still in the running for a major factory that could provide a lot of jobs? Let's turn things over to Meryl Aber. She joins us live now this morning.
Good morning. Michigan Governor Rick Snyder is holding out hope for a future Foxconn plant for the state. The Chinese electronics giant announced plans yesterday to build a $10 billion facility in Wisconsin, but Foxconn is said to be considering other U.S. investments as well. The governor said Michigan has generally been listed and viewed as one of the leading contenders for those other projects. Get ready for Facebook TV. The first episodes of programs will debut in mid-August, according to a Bloomberg News report. The initial offerings are said to be short-form, inexpensive shows, but Facebook will also offer higher-end TV-style shows later on. The shows will be displayed outside of a user's newsfeed in a new video section, and it's all part of an effort by Facebook to grab a bigger piece of the $70 billion TV ad market. Walmart has canceled pre-orders for Nintendo's SNES Classic console. The retailer says a technical glitch caused the pre-order page to appear before it was supposed to. Well, Walmart sent an email to customers apologizing for the error. It says the sought-after device will launch September 29th and recommends checking before then for any updates. That's the latest in biz news. Back over to you.
Love it. I still have all of my Super Nintendo games. We'll see if I get one of those. Maribel, thank you. Time now, 6:20.
Still ahead. That's one way to get yourself kicked out of a game. The bizarre moment in Major League Baseball last night. We're going to show that to you if you haven't seen it.
Plus, don't take all those antibiotics just yet. We'll tell you why some doctors are reversing a common practice. That's coming up next in Good Health. But before we go to break, let's meet today's Facebook friend for the day. This is Kimberly Seaton. She's from Detroit and tells us that she checks on her 89-year-old dad and his twin brother often.
Aww.
It's a good daughter.
Well, how about you bring them some pizza the next time you stop by? We're going to give you a gift card to Tormina's Pizza just for being our friend of the day, Kimberly. So congrats to you, and a reminder to everybody else, like the Local 4 Facebook page, you'll find the Friend of the Day tab. Click on that, send us a picture, and tell us something about yourself. You might be our next friend of the day. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, everybody. It is 6:24, and in today's Good Health, some doctors are saying that finishing your antibiotics, making sure that that bottle is empty, that prescription, well, after it's needed, is doing more harm than good, apparently. Doctors used to recommend, and still do, that patients continue to take those antibiotics even if you start to feel better. According to researchers, modern science proves that unnecessary antibiotic use contributes to drug-resistant bacteria. So still talk to your doctor about it. You want to follow your doctor's recommendations. Let's get over to Brandon, talk about our forecast for today and if we need our umbrella later.
Not a bad idea today and tomorrow, although not a ton of rain. Certainly our north zone is getting a little bit wet right now. North of I-69, it's been that way for the last 12 to almost 15 hours up north, but that cool front will sink south through the day. Still going to be a warm one in the 80s today and a little more muggy, but that cold front will bring shower chances this afternoon. Our biggest threat would be an isolated soaking shower or two. Kim, no severe weather today.
All right, well, that is good news. However, bad news for those of you traveling over on westbound M59 right at Hayden-Reich. We do have an accident there. The left lane is blocked. Be careful there.
And let's get to sports right now. The Tigers closed out their series with the Kansas City Royals, and Well, we're not going to lie. This was ugly. The Tigers allowed 22 hits in this one en route to a 16-2 football-like score. They were steamrolled by the Royals. Tigers are off today, well needed. They need some rest, even though we're back here at home. They open up a weekend series with the Houston Astros, another very good team coming into town. Meantime, Texas Rangers star Adrian Beltre was ejected for an unusual reason. Umpire Jerry Davis asked Beltre to move into the on-deck circle. He said, "You're a little too close to the home plate area here," so he was taking practice swings. Beltre responded. He actually picked up the circle, moved it closer to home plate, and he was tossed. After moving the on-deck circle physically. It doesn't technically violate the rules of baseball, and Adrian Beltre is just a couple of hits shy of 3,000, which is like the magic mark. So a tough decision for the umpire. But he's out of here.
Why did he do that?
I think he thought he was being smart and would make everybody laugh. No, but
didn't work out very well for him at all.
6:26, everybody. Coming up next at 6:30, local stories for you from Taylor, Wayne, and Northville.
Plus, ripping off his clothes after robbing a bank, a bizarre reason why he told police he did it, and he thought officers would find it funny.
Apparently they did not. And a fitting goodbye to a four-legged hero. What makes this dog so incredible and this moment so touching is coming up next. It's today's top video, everyone. We're back in 1 minute.
Prepare.
All right, everybody, it is 6:28, and we want to show you today's top video. It takes us to Muskegon, where beloved bomb-sniffing dog Cena took one final ride.
Earlier this month, Cena's owner, Corporal Jeff DeYoung, found out that Cena had bone cancer, so he wanted a few last adventures with his beloved friend, and one was taking a ride in an open Jeep. Before the ride on Wednesday, Cena received many kisses and hugs and thank yous. Cena served 3 tours in Afghanistan.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
Betrayal of trust. A former high school hockey coach will learn his fate today for having a relationship with an underage girl. Brandon?
Well, the rain showers are running over the tracks across our north zone. You could find out when the train of rain pulls into Metro Detroit.
I'll give him that.
That was good.
At first I was like, what kind of train is he driving? But no, that worked. Very
impressive.
Done,
oh, do you hear the crowd applause?
Yes, the live studio audience. Thank you. Thank you.
Great telestrator, our Brandon Rue. In fact, we want to send things back over to you so you can finish telling us the story about when the train rolls in.
Whenever I bring the family in, they clap, and they're the only ones who ever do. Hope you're waking up well on a Friday Eve. It is a cloudy start, a mild start, 70 degrees. The winds are fairly light out of the southwest at just 3 miles an hour. Checking the barometer here, under 30 inches, the barometric pressure. So getting slightly unstable today, still going to be warm and muggy. Cold front is coming through the morning hours. Shower chances still up north, but between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., that's our best window for showers. And I think especially here at 4 o'clock, some spotty soakers. That would be the biggest threat today. No severe weather, but we could get some showers that are on the heavy side. We could also get some areas that get absolutely nothing. Right now it is Sandusky, Bad Axe over into Saginaw. A little bit heavier stuff coming into the area over the next couple of hours. But with the shower chances and humidity on the uptick today, fair to bad on the Kim D haircast for today. We'll look at Friday and the weekend forecast, guys, coming up.
Is he suggesting your hair is going to look like that later?
I think he's saying my hair right now is just fair, kind of bad.
Why is it the Kim D haircast?
No, because I asked for it, because Rhonda, your hair is always perfect.
Mine, hey, thank you.
What about mine?
We could work on it. All right, well, let's take a look right now at what we're dealing with over in the traffic department. We can see we've got green on our maps. We just have one problem we want to warn you about. For those of you who are traveling through Clinton Township this morning, we have an accident over on westbound westbound M59 right at Haydenreich. The left lane is blocked there, so be careful while traveling through that area. And we want to give you a live check of our roads right now with our Sky 4 chopper, who is out and about right now over I-94 and I-96. You can see we've got dry roads in this area. Traffic volumes actually don't look too heavy, so that is some good news. And despite that accident over on M59, we are looking good in this area. No backups or delays that we need to worry about here, so that is the good news to start off your, not Thursday, Friday Eve.
Kim, thank you. So he was a trusted coach in Canton, but today he'll learn how much time he's going to be spending in prison. Eric Locke will be sentenced for his inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old girl. Let's get to Local 4's Nick Monticelli joining us now live with what we can expect in court today.
Rhonda, good morning to you. Today is the sentencing for this man. He is 20-year-old Eric Locke, and again, he was an assistant hockey coach at Canton High School. All of this because of an alleged inappropriate sexual relationship with a 15-year-old student at Canton High School. And it turns out that police found out because the girl's mom found out. And when police were involved, they say it only took them one day to figure out what was going on and arrest him in that same day. So now he has pled guilty to one count of criminal sexual conduct in the third degree. Let's bullet point exactly what is going on today. Today is his sentence. That's going to be at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. And again, he was an assistant hockey coach, pled guilty to CSC in the third degree. And the sexual relationship with the student was going on from November of 2016 to February of 2017. Although we have heard some say that it could have been even longer than that. There was some even speculation that he may have gone to school with her because he graduated Canton High School in 2015. But there's a 5-year or at least 4-year age difference. So at the very least, there would have been that 4-year gap, freshman to senior, possible. But again, she was a student when he was there, so it's probably not likely at all. Again, this sentence is at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice at 9 o'clock this morning, and we will know exactly what that sentence is going to be during that time. We'll have a camera in the courtroom so we can tell you what happens there. We're live this morning. Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
And Nick, in terms of that sentence, how long could he spend in prison?
Well, so criminal sexual conduct in the third degree carries up to 15 years in prison. However, there were originally 3 counts of CSC against him. He pled guilty to 1. The 2 others are going to be dropped. So we'll have to see exactly what this plea agreement entails to see how long he actually agreed to spend in prison for his offer to plead guilty.
All right. Well, we will see what happens in court today. Nick, thank you. We are also following other stories for you from all across the Metro Detroit area.
And that includes stories from Northville, Wayne, and Taylor. And that's where a Wayne County driver is now facing charges in connection to a crash that killed one of his co-workers. In March, 47-year-old David Wolf and another worker were patching potholes in Taylor when they were hit from behind by another county truck. Wolf died from his injuries while the other worker was seriously injured. On Wednesday, prosecutors charged the driver of that truck with reckless driving.
Over in Wayne, a really troubling story. A 70-year-old man remains in the hospital after being beaten. Roy Houston was attacked right outside of his own apartment building. Houston is a retired Detroit police officer who would often sit outside of his apartment and listen to the radio during the evenings. However, Mr. Houston allegedly got into an argument with Ryan Fletcher and Jacob Rose, who then beat him up very badly. They cut him with a knife and hit him with a car radio. The 2 men from Garden City were arrested. They're charged with assault with intent to commit murder.
And in Northville now, the old psychiatric hospital has been a popular spot for people who are seeking adventure over the years. Now police are cracking down, writing big tickets if they catch you there. So far, police have fined 300 people who they caught trespassing on the property. And then in addition to the $500 fine, some judges are even requiring trespassers to post on social media that they were busted as part of their punishment, hoping that that would somehow spread the word.
Well, let's send things over to Jason and get an early look at the responses to a new movie about the city of Detroit.
Good morning. One of the best movies of the year. See what critics are saying about Detroit, plus how you can be one of the first people to see it. Hank.
When you pick up the phone, do you ever wonder, is the person on the other end trying to pull a fast one? You may be surprised to learn how many phone scams are out there right now. We have all the information you need to know. Coming right up.
Sky 4